You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
You know what, guys? When it comes to sports, I do love a good debate on ranking your top five or your Mount Rushmore, which would actually be four players. Now, when it comes to the greatest centers of all time, we kind of know the names. And usually Shaquille O'Neal is in that conversation of being a top five center of all time. Now, me, myself, I truly do believe that Shaq is a top five center of all time. But we also know that great players have great egos. They really do, man. Michael Jordan had one. Shaq had one. Hakeem had one. When Hakeem did not win his back-to-back MVP, when they actually gave it to David Robinson, he was pissed off. And he just absolutely annihilated David Robinson, who was a great player, by the way. He had a great season. Absolutely annihilated him in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, it was a bloodbath, guys. And I don't think ever since then, they actually gave the MVP award during the playoffs. I believe that's when they stopped doing it before games. I mean, it was that bad, guys. But anyway, Shaquille O'Neal was actually on a podcast, and it was brought to his attention that over on ESPN First Take, Chris Mad Dog Russo ranked Shaq as the fifth best center in NBA history. Shaq said he didn't even know who Chris Mad Dog Russo was, but he was pissed off, man. Like I said, these guys have egos. So let's go ahead and dive into this, guys. Look here. It says here, I will smack the shit out of that dude. Shaquille O'Neal fires back at Mad Dog Russo, calling him the fifth best center in NBA history. Now, we got the clip here of Mad Dog Russo talking to Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams. Now, apparently, Shaq has said something about, like, is it time to consider Steph, like, in a GOAT conversation? What? Hell no. No. Absolutely not in my opinion, but that's another video, okay? But he's going to leave Stephen A. Smith really stunned here, okay? So I want you guys to see the reaction to this. So let's go ahead and play this clip right here. And by the way, I was kind of surprised he didn't have Bill Russell in top five. Just throwing it out there.
First off, we got to hear Shaq now do this. Shaq is what? The fifth best center in the history of the NBA? Fifth.
What?
Shaq. What do you mean, what?
Who's the four ahead of Shaquille O'Neal? Have you lost your damn mind?
You want me to name him for you?
What?
You want me to name him?
Sure, go ahead.
Kareem.
Okay.
Yeah. Wilt.
No. I'm not giving it to Wilt.
No, you guys are crazy.
You're not giving it to Wilt.
No. You're not going to put Wilt Chamberlain, who averaged 50 points a game and scored 100 a game in 30 minutes.
Who was a foot taller than 99% of the league?
The most dominant player in NBA history. Who was stopping Shaquille O'Neal in any era?
And Tim Duncan is better than he is.
Tim Duncan's not a center.
Better. And I tell you something, two other guys.
That's not a center. Tim Duncan's
Elijah Wan is better. Who beat him four straight games.
Two-time champion of Shaq's 4. No scoring titles to Shaq's 2. What are you talking about?
And I'll tell you somebody else who's better. You can laugh all you want.
I love Hakeem, but he won Shaq.
Oh, he's a better player than Shaq. Oh, God, he's better. First off, he played Shaq and he beat him 4 straight games.
Define me better player. Tell me what better player means to you, doggy. I'm waiting for the definition, please.
Okay, first off, who did Shaq beat in the NBA final in the pivot?
It's not about who you beat.
Well, yes, it is. He beat Jason Collins, Rick Smits, and who was Philly's center? And I'll tell you right now, he's not better than Moses Malone.
What?
There's no chance. Don't give me that.
Oh, my Lord, why are you allowed to talk basketball? Why? I love Moses Malone. Elite rebounder.
You think Shaq?
Moses Malone was not Shaq.
Not a chance.
And he was great, but he wasn't Shaq.
Help, Lord.
Malone led the league in rebounding 6 consecutive years.
I mean, Moses Malone was a rebounding machine.
What?
He won 2 MVPs.
But he ain't Shaq.
Oh, you're nuts. Here's a question for you. Here's a question for you. What did Malone do with a bunch of cast-offs against Bird, Parrish, and McHale in the 81 finals. I looked it up today. 31 and a half and 17 rebounds.
Nobody is saying Moses Malone
Shaq
is a Hall of
36 and 15.
Moses Malone is a Hall of Famer.
In all the NBA finals, 37 and 15.
Jay, did he play a great center in the NBA finals?
But now you're going to use it against him because of who he's playing against.
It
doesn't matter who he would play against.
Okay. And when it comes to Moses Malone, man, people may forget, at least Mad Dog Russo forgot, he had the great Dr. J on that team. Okay. But anyway, this is Shaq's reaction here to Chris Mad Dog Russo. Let's go ahead and play this.
No.
Okay. Apparently, because on the Tuesday night TNT show, you said that Steph is...
It's not what I said. I asked. I hate you earthlings.
First of all, you told me that I'm not an earthling.
I didn't say anything. I asked.
You said, should Steph be in the conversation as the greatest of all time?
I do, because...
Which apparently caused them to have a conversation about where you rank. And so can I play you this gift?
Sure, play it.
First off, we got to hear Shaq now do this.
Who is that?
Chris Russo.
Who the fuck is that?
Hold on, you missed that. He said you're the 5th best center in the history of the NBA. Okay. Chris Russo is a legendary New York radio host.
Legendary to who?
He's in, I believe, the Hall of Fame.
No. Legendary to you. He's not a legend
to earthlings in the New York region.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So he said, and he's on, by the way, with Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams, who proceed to lose their minds. But here's the rest of the clip.
What? Shaq. What do you mean, what?
Who's the 4 ahead of Shaquille O'Neal? Have you lost your damn mind?
What? You want me
Just
to name
sure,
him?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Kareem.
Okay.
Will. No.
I'm not giving it to Will.
No, you guys are crazy.
You're not giving it to Will.
No. You're not going to put Wilt Chamberlain, who averaged 50 points a game and scored 100
Who
a
is
game
a
and 30
foot taller? Who is a foot taller than 99% of the league?
Yeah, most dominant player in NBA history. Who was stopping Shaquille O'Neal in any era?
And who's Tim Duncan is better than he is. Tim Duncan's better. And I tell you something, two other guys.
That's not a center. Tim Duncan's
Elijah Wan is better. Who beat him 4 straight games.
2-time champion of Shaq's 4. No scoring titles to Shaq's 2. What are you talking about?
And I tell you somebody else who's better. You can laugh all you want.
I love Hakeem, but he won Shaq.
Oh, he's a better player than Shaq. Oh, God, he's better. First off, he played Shaq and he beat him 4 straight games.
Define me better player.
All right, and here comes the last one.
I'm waiting for the definition, please.
Okay, first off, who did Shaq beat in the NBA final in the pivot?
The last one, because he's talking too much,
Yeah.
is Moses Malone.
Got it.
He said Kareem, Wilt, Olajuwon, and Moses Malone. It's a gift because I know, one, you love being mentioned with the greats. It's something you love. But two, you love when somebody questions you. What did you think after hearing that?
Okay, so I've programmed myself, because let's just get it straight. I will smack the shit out of that dude. But let's get off that, because I can't be on that. I'm corporate. So to get me off that, I had to learn how to see if there's some truth in the criticism. I disagree. However, Kareem, yes. Wilt, only because he has more points than me. And that's the only thing about that upsets me about my career. Missed 250 games, right, at 25. That's another 5,000 points. That would have put me past Wilt. Missed a shitload of free throws. That would have put me past Wilt.
Well, Wilt also wasn't a good free throw shooter either, okay?
Because he has more points, I'll let that slide. But I wanted to pass him up. So I was going to boastfully and arrogantly say, I'm the most dominant center ever. I don't ever want to hear another name again. Okay? So that will put me at number 3. I passed Hakeem Olajuwon up. The King beat me. I came back and beat him. Moses Malone, I passed him up 4, 5, 6 years ago before I retired. So me, I will put myself at number 3. Criticism and stories don't bother me, because if you look at the reality of the situation, high school, undefeated. LSU, statue, retired jersey. Orlando Magic, about to be the first retired.
Okay, you guys get the point right there, guys. Shaq not happy with being ranked number 5. He's okay with number 3. He's okay with number 3. He does have more titles than Wilt. Me, myself, I'm taking Hakeem over Shaq. I mean, one thing about Shaq, man, Shaq did not take care of his body, man. He didn't take care of his body. He was not a great defender. He wasn't even close to being Hakeem on defense. Hakeem, out of all those players, man, by far the best defender of the players listed. I believe Hakeem also a better defender than Bill Russell, because Hakeem played in the greatest era of centers the NBA has ever seen and probably ever will see. I mean, the center position now, definitely not what it used to be, okay? But what do you guys think of this? What do you guys make of Shaq, threatening Chris Mad Dog Russo? He said if he wasn't corporate, he would smack the shit out of him. Pretty interesting right there, guys. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.